We had a lot of news that happened this week. I mean, things are just moving real fast. Naturally, the first one was Michael Cohen pled guilty, um, the lawyer for Trump, and most of their things deal around that money that passed to the two girls. And they're trying to say that Trump did pay the money, but the money was passed to prevent that information from coming out in the 2016 election. Now, I don't think anything will come of that, to tell you the truth. They can't arrest Trump while he's in office, and that Obama had a lot of problems with money going to that fund set up for the presidency. I mean, a lot of problems, and somehow they worked it out. I think they took some kind of plea, not on a uh, felony or anything, but just a limited plea to get it straightened out because it was off by a lot of money, Obama. But anyway, um, the Trump situation with Cohen has changed somewhat because I don't think anything will come of this 420,000 because Trump paid out of his pocket and he paid off those girls and he gave some money to Cohen for taxes, and I really don't think anything will come of it. The and they put a lot of pressure on Cohen lately because all of a sudden this week, bam, he pled guilty to some charges, a lot of charges. He had 20 counts against him, and they're saying, well, he could get 4 years. They didn't give him 4 years, but they were talking about. But the pressure they put on him was involving all these cab companies he has with cash coming back and forth and income tax evasion, which Trump has nothing to do with those cabs. And then they threatened to put his wife in jail with them because she signed the joint tax return. Then all of a sudden, Maurice Cohen, which is Mr. Cohen's father, he came up and said, look, you're not to protect Trump any longer. This is the end of that. And this was the same couple days this week when he got the guilty plea. Now this Mr. Maurice Cohen is a Holocaust survivor, his father. And he said, I came to this country to have, and I didn't come to have my name thrown all over the place. And you forget about Trump. Your relationship with him is over, and you're not protecting him even if he is the president. So I think that his father appeared, and that gave him confidence to go ahead and plead guilty to some of these charges. Several of them that supposedly will get him 4 years, and to break off his relationship with Trump and to testify against Trump. The only thing I don't see that much he can do to hurt Trump, tell you the truth, and mainly because of the things I was talking about with Obama, and his money was all mixed up into this account. It's filed in Washington. You send money from all these people that are donating money. And frankly, it's hard to keep up with, I guarantee you. Now, so that's the latest on that. And then another thing that came up this week is this guy Hunter. He was indicted. There's been a couple Republicans indicted lately, and supposedly, well, one of them, Mr. Collins, another one was indicted a few weeks ago, and they're both for Trump big time. But Hunter and his wife supposedly spent a lot of money of the money that came in for the political fund into his political escrow account, and they've been spending money as hard as they can, and they got indicted. I think it's for $250,000 of spending that money that's supposed to be used for the election, and they were going on vacations in different places in the world, and also they bought clothes as hard as they could and spent money on all kind of things: movie tickets, golf outing, video games, uh, all kind of fancy groceries, and then they went on some trips overseas. Um, so Hunter was charged, and he hasn't been convicted, but he has charges against him for spending that money, that's escrow money sent in for the campaign, and it's about $250,000. And the last thing we're going to talk about today is we're back to this guy Watts, Christopher Watts. She showed you the picture, and now he says that his wife, who's dead, killed the two little girls. He says that she killed the two little girls, and he was having a big fight with his wife before somebody killed her, mainly because he had a new girlfriend at work that he has been seeing, and she found out about it. Now, another thing, his wife had this lupus, which is a bad disease. It's something like rheumatoid arthritis, and she was only 32, but she had that disease, and that disease is hard to live with. So now we're down to, he's charged with murdering everybody, but he says that she killed the two girls, and then the next question is, who killed her? I don't think he's admitting. He signed a confession, but I don't know what happened.
Maybe she killed herself.
Well, yet, and we don't know until this comes out in court. And then she was carrying a baby in her stomach, and I don't know how old that baby was in her stomach, because that baby could have, at some time during, that baby becomes a human being rather than just, a pregnancy. So that'll all come out in the testimony. But the main thing that changed this week is he's saying that she killed the two little girls that were on television so much and running around. I mean, they were really beautiful. So then the next question is, who killed the wife? But all that is gone, and I don't know who he's blaming for killing her yet, and the baby she was carrying. But I'm going to keep up with this. It's an interesting case. And those little girls that I saw on television all day, they didn't deserve to be killed. Thank you.